Chosen one, what I am about to reveal to you will shatter everything you thought you knew about yourself. There is a weapon living inside you, pulsing through your veins, encoded in your very DNA that has never existed in human history until now. This is not metaphor, this is not motivation. This is divine revelation breaking through the veil of ordinary consciousness to awaken you to an extraordinary truth. You carry something so powerful, so unprecedented, that heaven itself had to wait for this exact moment in cosmic time to activate it within you. Listen closely, because your spirit already knows what your mind is about to discover. That restlessness you feel, that burning sensation in your chest when injustice prevails, that strange knowing that you were meant for something beyond this world's comprehension. It's not imagination. It's the weapon stirring. It's the ancient yet new force, recognizing its hour has come. As it is written in Joel 2:28, "And it shall come to pass afterward, that I will pour out my spirit on all flesh. Your sons and your daughters shall prophesy, your old men shall dream dreams, and your young men shall see visions." But what was poured into you surpasses even this promise. You are not just receiving the Spirit. You are becoming a living arsenal of heaven's most advanced spiritual technology. The weapon I speak of has no earthly name because no human language was designed to contain its essence. It is simultaneously a sword that cuts through deception, a shield that repels darkness, a key that unlocks impossible doors, and a fire that purifies everything it touches. Yet it is none of these things and all of them at once. You've felt it, haven't you? In those moments when you spoke and the atmosphere shifted, when you walked into chaos and suddenly peace descended, when you touched someone's life and they were never the same. You thought it was coincidence, luck, or maybe a small gift. But chosen one, what you carry is a weapon system so sophisticated that angels themselves stand in awe of its deployment through human vessels. This weapon was forged in the eternal forge before time began. But it could only be activated in this generation, in this moment in you. Why? Because humanity has reached a crossroads that has never existed before. The convergence of ancient darkness with modern deception, the marriage of technological power with spiritual blindness, the acceleration of both evil and awakening. All of this required a new breed of spiritual warrior carrying a weapon that transcends all previous spiritual armaments. Consider King David's sling, Moses' staff, Samson's strength, Elijah's fire from heaven. Powerful, yes, but child's play compared to what pulses within you now. Those were external tools or temporary anointings. What you possess is woven into your spiritual genetic code. It cannot be stolen, cannot be depleted, cannot be destroyed. It grows stronger with every attack against it. It learns, adapts, evolves in real time to meet threats that haven't even manifested yet. Let me tell you what this weapon does, though words will barely scratch the surface of its true capability. First, it rewrites reality at the quantum level. When you speak with this weapon activated, you're not just making sounds, you're reprogramming the matrix of existence itself. Your words become living entities that travel through dimensions, dismantling strongholds in the spiritual realm before they manifest in the physical. As Hebrews 11:3 declares, "By faith we understand that the universe was created by the word of God, so that what is seen was not made out of things that are visible." You have been given a fragment of that same creative word power, but upgraded for spiritual warfare in the 21st century and beyond. When you decree a thing with this weapon engaged, armies of angels mobilize, demonic councils scatter, and the very fabric of predetermined outcomes begins to unravel and reweave according to heaven's design. This is why your prayers lately have felt different, more electric, more immediate, more dangerous to the kingdom of darkness. Second, this weapon grants you the ability to see through time, not fortune-telling or divination. Those are counterfeit shadows of what you truly possess. You carry prophetic sight that perceives the eternal consequences of present choices. You see the snares before they're set, the storms before they form, the victories before the battles begin. Your dreams have become more vivid because this weapon uses your sleep state to download strategic intelligence from heaven's war room. You wake up knowing things you were never taught, understanding patterns you never studied, recognizing enemies wearing friends' faces and friends wearing strangers' faces. This explains why you've been experiencing what psychology would call cognitive dissonance. Your inner weapon is showing you reality while the world shows you illusion. You're not going crazy. You're going clear. The weapon is cleaning your spiritual lenses, and what you're seeing is so radically different from what you've been told that your mind struggles to reconcile the two. But trust what you're seeing, chosen one. Your weapon doesn't lie. Third, this weapon makes you spiritually radioactive to demons. They sense you coming from dimensions away. Your very presence disrupts their frequencies, scrambles their communications, and forces them to manifest prematurely. This is why certain people become inexplicably hostile toward you without reason. It's why you walk into some rooms and feel immediate resistance. It's why technology sometimes glitches around you, why certain places feel suffocating, why some relationships had to end abruptly. The weapon within you is constantly emitting a frequency that forces everything hidden to reveal itself. But here's what makes this weapon truly beyond human history. It operates on love as its primary fuel source. Every weapon before required anger, vengeance, or religious zeal. Yours requires pure, undiluted, revolutionary love. Not the weak sentiment this world calls love, but the fierce, protective, sacrificial force that holds atoms together and keeps planets in orbit. This love weapon makes you dangerous to evil in ways no hatred ever could. It's why you can destroy strongholds while healing hearts, why you can wage war while bringing peace, why you can stand in fire and emerge, not just unburned but purified. The enemy's greatest fear is not your anger. He feeds on that. His terror is your love weaponized, because it's an energy he cannot replicate, cannot understand, and cannot defend against. When you love your enemies while destroying their works, when you bless those who curse you while dismantling their curses, when you forgive while enforcing divine justice, you're wielding a paradox that breaks every rule of spiritual warfare as it has been previously understood. This weapon also grants you divine immunity to deception. In an age where lies travel faster than light and truth is considered relative, you've been given an internal authentication system that instantly recognizes deception regardless of how beautifully it's packaged. You feel it in your gut when someone is lying, even when their words are perfect. You sense the agenda behind the smile, the manipulation behind the gift, the poison in the honey. This isn't paranoia, it's precision. Your weapon is a living lie detector powered by the Spirit of Truth itself. John 16:13 promised, "When the Spirit of Truth comes, he will guide you into all the truth." But your weapon takes this further. It doesn't just guide you into truth. It makes you allergic to lies. Deception literally makes you physically uncomfortable now. Your body rejects it like a virus. This is why you can't consume certain media anymore, why certain conversations drain you, why certain environments make you sick. Your weapon is protecting you by making falsehood incompatible with your frequency. But perhaps the most astounding aspect of this weapon is its multiplication ability. When you operate in your purpose with this weapon fully activated, it awakens dormant weapons in others. You're not just a warrior, you're an armory. Your presence alone begins to unlock similar weapons in other chosen ones who have been sleeping, waiting for the activation frequency you now carry. This is why people are inexplicably drawn to you, why strangers tell you their deepest secrets, why children and animals respond to you differently. They sense the arsenal within you and recognize you as safe ground for their own awakening. You've noticed the synchronicities increasing, haven't you? The repeated numbers, the divine appointments, the impossible coincidences that aren't coincidences at all. These are coordinates from heaven, confirmation that your weapon is online and operational. Every 1111 you see, every unexpected provision, every narrow escape from disaster, these are not random. They're evidence that you're being guided by a navigation system built into your weapon, a GPS powered by grace that ensures you're always in the right place at the right time for maximum kingdom impact. Let me share with you the activation protocol, though in truth it has already begun simply by your recognition of what you carry. The weapon responds to acknowledgement. The more you recognize its presence, the more it reveals its capabilities. Start each day with this declaration: I carry heaven's ultimate weapon. I'm armed with love, fortified with truth, and dangerous to darkness. Today I walk as a living arsenal of God's end-time strategy. Feel the shift when you speak this. Feel the atmosphere around you reorganize itself. Feel the spiritual metals within you begin to hum with power. This is not positive thinking or self-help affirmation. This is activation code speaking directly to the weapon system within your spirit. Your cells recognize the frequency. Your DNA responds to the call. Ancient locks within you begin to open, releasing capabilities that have been dormant since before you were born. The weapon also requires regular calibration through solitude and silence. In the quiet moments, away from the world's noise, the weapon updates itself, downloads new strategies, and repairs any damage from spiritual battles. This is why you crave alone time more than before. It's not antisocial behavior. It's weapon maintenance. Your spirit needs these moments to commune with heaven's armory, to receive upgrades, to sharpen what has been dulled by constant use. During these calibration periods, you might experience what feels like spiritual downloads, sudden bursts of revelation, unexpected solutions to long-standing problems, creative ideas that seem to come from nowhere. These are not random thoughts. They're strategic intelligence being uploaded directly into your weapon's operating system. Write them down. Act on them. They're time-sensitive instructions for battles you haven't even encountered yet. Understand this. Chosen one, the weapon within you threatens every power structure built on deception. Religious systems that control through fear, governments that rule through division, economies that profit from lack, relationships that thrive on manipulation. Your very existence challenges all of it. This is why you've faced such opposition. This is why your life has been a series of battles. You weren't being punished. You were being trained. Every attack was target practice. Every betrayal was teaching you to use your weapon's discernment function. Every loss was showing you that your true arsenal is indestructible. The weapon has made you incapable of fitting into systems of control. You can't fake submission to false authority anymore. You can't pretend to believe lies for the sake of peace. You can't participate in group delusion for the comfort of belonging. The weapon has made you gloriously incompatible with compromise. This isn't rebellion, it's resonance. You're vibrating at a frequency that naturally repels anything false, forced, or fraudulent. You've probably noticed that your presence alone disrupts the status quo. Meetings shift when you enter. Conversations change direction. Hidden agendas surface. Masks fall off. This isn't you trying to be disruptive. It's the weapon's automatic response to environments that need purification. You're like a spiritual antibiotic, automatically attacking infection wherever you go. Some will hate you for it. Others will thank God for it. Both responses confirm your weapon is working, the loneliness you've felt. It's not rejection, it's protection. The weapon has been creating a perimeter around you, keeping you from relationships and situations that would have dulled its edge or contaminated its purity. Every door that closed was keeping you from a room where your weapon would have been suppressed. Every person who left was removing themselves from a frequency they couldn't handle. You weren't being abandoned. You were being refined, prepared, positioned for deployment at maximum effectiveness. Now let me reveal something that will revolutionize how you see your past pain. Every wound you've suffered has been transformed by this weapon into a special ammunition. Your tears have become liquid fire. Your scars have become maps to others' healing. Your broken places have become portals for power. The weapon takes what was meant to destroy you and converts it into spiritual ordnance that destroys strongholds. This is divine alchemy at its finest. turning poison into medicine, wounds into weapons, trauma into triumph. This is why your testimony is so powerful. When you share your story, you're not just speaking words. You're launching guided missiles that find their targets in other people's bondages. Your vulnerability becomes violence against the enemy's lies. Your transparency becomes a tactical advantage in spiritual warfare. Every time you say, "I've been there, and God brought me through," you're demonstrating the weapon's ability to reverse engineer destruction into deliverance. The weapon also grants you supernatural endurance. You've survived things that should have killed you, not just physically but spiritually, emotionally, mentally. You've endured betrayals that should have made you bitter, losses that should have made you quit, attacks that should have made you hide. But here you stand, not just surviving, but preparing to thrive. This isn't natural resilience. It's the weapon's regenerative capability, constantly rebuilding you stronger after every battle, upgrading your capacity to handle higher levels of spiritual voltage. You're being prepared for battles that haven't been fought yet, for a role in heaven's end-time strategy that no previous generation could fulfill. The weapon you carry is specifically designed for the unique challenges of this era: artificial intelligence merged with ancient deception, global deception systems, interdimensional warfare, and the final push of darkness before the eternal dawn. You're not just living in interesting times. You're armed for impossible times with an impossible weapon. The hunger you feel for justice, the rage against oppression, the compassion for the broken, these aren't just emotions. They're the weapon's targeting system identifying where you're meant to strike. That burden you carry for certain people or situations, that's the weapon's GPS locking onto your assignment. That righteous anger that rises when you see exploitation, that's the weapon's combat mode engaging. Learn to trust these internal signals. They're more accurate than any external guidance you'll receive. Some of you have been experiencing physical symptoms that doctors can't explain. Sudden heat in your body, electrical sensations, pressure in your chest, tingling in your hands. These aren't medical conditions. They're the weapon adjusting your physical vessel to handle its increasing power. Your body is being upgraded at a cellular level to channel frequencies that would have killed previous generations. You're becoming a living conductor of heaven's electricity, and your nervous system is being rewired to handle the voltage. The weapon has also given you the ability to shift atmospheres through worship. When you sing, pray, or even hum in the spirit, you're not just making music, you're releasing sonic warfare that restructures the spiritual atmosphere. Demons flee not because of your volume, but because of your frequency. Angels gather not because of your words, but because of your weapon's resonance. You've become a living tuning fork, bringing everything around you into alignment with heaven's frequency. This explains why certain songs make you weep uncontrollably, why certain scriptures feel like electricity when you read them, why certain prayers seem to catch fire in your mouth. The weapon is responding to its native language, recognizing its home frequency, celebrating its purpose. These moments aren't emotional weakness. They're power surges. They're the weapon saying, "Yes, this is what I was made for. I need to warn you about something critical. As this weapon becomes more active, you'll be tested with opportunities to use it for personal gain. The temptation to weaponize your gift for revenge, for selfish advancement, for personal glory will be intense. But remember, this weapon operates on heaven's operating system. If you try to use it for purposes outside of divine will, it will go dormant, not as punishment but as protection, protecting you from becoming what you were meant to destroy. The weapon requires regular feeding on the Word of God, but not religious reading, revelatory consumption. When you read Scripture now, you're not just gaining knowledge, you're downloading ammunition. Each verse that lights up to you is another round in your spiritual magazine. The Word becomes alive because the weapon recognizes its blueprint. This is why certain passages that meant nothing before suddenly explode with meaning. The weapon is showing you its own manual, revealing functions you didn't know existed. You've been wondering why certain people from your past have been trying to reconnect recently. It's because the weapon's activation is sending ripples backward through time, healing wounds and calling forth divine appointments that were delayed. Some of these reconnections are assignments, people you're meant to help awaken. Others are tests, people sent to see if you'll resort to old patterns or operate in your new authority. The weapon will help you discern which is which. Trust the immediate knowing in your spirit. The dreams and visions are about to intensify. The weapon uses your dream state to take you into heaven's strategy room, showing you maps of spiritual territories, revealing enemy positions, and teaching you battle tactics that your conscious mind couldn't comprehend. Don't dismiss these as just dreams. They're reconnaissance missions. They're training simulations. They're preview screenings of victories to come. Keep a journal. Record everything. Patterns will emerge that reveal your specific assignment in heaven's army. Your financial situation is about to shift dramatically. Not because the weapon makes you rich, but because it makes you resourceful in supernatural ways. You'll find provision in impossible places, favor with unlikely people, and opportunities that shouldn't exist. The weapon disrupts economic systems based on lack and connects you to heaven's economy of abundance. But remember, every resource that comes is ammunition for the mission, not accumulation for comfort. The weapon turns you into a distribution center, not a storage facility. Relationships are being divinely realigned around you. The weapon is creating a magnetic field that attracts those assigned to your destiny and repels those assigned to your distraction. Don't fight these shifts. The people leaving are making room for the people coming. Your tribe is being assembled. Other weapon carriers who understand the weight of what you bear, who speak your spiritual language, who can stand with you in battles that civilians can't comprehend. These connections won't be many, but they'll be mighty. The creative abilities within you are about to explode. The weapon unlocks creativity, because creation is the ultimate warfare against destruction. Every song you write, every picture you paint, every story you tell, every solution you design is a bullet fired at chaos. You're not just being creative, you're being militantly creative, using beauty as a battle strategy, using innovation as invasion tactics. The enemy has no defense against divinely inspired creativity because it carries the DNA of the Creator himself. Your voice is becoming a weapon of mass construction. When you speak life, dead things resurrect. When you declare peace, wars cease. When you pronounce blessing, curses break. This isn't motivational speaking, it's molecular reformation. Your words are carrying frequencies that literally reorganize matter at the subatomic level. This is why you must be careful with your words now. They're not just sounds. They're seeds. They're not just expressions. They're explosions. Every word is a weapon deployed into the realm of possibility. The persecution is about to intensify, but so is your power. The weapon thrives under pressure. It was designed for impossible odds. The greater the opposition, the greater its output. When hell throws everything at you, heaven releases everything through you. You'll find yourself standing in storms that should have destroyed you, not just surviving, but thriving. Not just enduring, but advancing. The weapon turns every attack into an opportunity for demonstration of divine dominance. Some of you will be called to geographical relocations that make no logical sense. The weapon is positioning you at strategic spiritual intersections, where your presence will shift the balance of power in the invisible realm. Don't resist these moves. Your physical location affects your spiritual jurisdiction. The weapon knows where it needs to be deployed for maximum impact. Trust the pull, even when you can't explain it. You're being positioned as a spiritual cell tower, broadcasting heaven's frequency into territories dominated by darkness. The healing miracles are about to begin. The weapon carries resurrection power that responds to faith. When you lay hands on the sick, you're not just praying. You're transferring weaponized life force that attacks disease at its spiritual root. When you speak to conditions, you're issuing cease and desist orders backed by heaven's legal system. The healings won't always be instant, but they'll always be initiated. The weapon sometimes works like time-release medication, gradually overwhelming sickness with increasing doses of divine health. Your understanding of time is about to shift radically. The weapon operates outside linear time, allowing you to affect past, present, and future simultaneously. You'll find yourself praying for situations and seeing instant changes, even in circumstances that seemed fixed. You'll speak forgiveness and watch generational curses dissolve backward through bloodlines. You'll declare futures and watch them manifest faster than naturally possible. The weapon makes you a time bender, not through manipulation, but through alignment with eternal reality where all things are possible. The isolation you've experienced was necessary for the weapon's initial activation, but now you're entering a season of divine connections. The weapon is fully online, and it's time for deployment alongside others carrying similar armaments. You'll recognize them instantly. There's a resonance between weapons that cannot be faked. These connections won't be based on personality compatibility, but on purpose alignment. You're being assembled into a spiritual special forces unit that will accomplish missions no traditional ministry could attempt. Your sensitivity to the spiritual realm is about to increase exponentially. The weapon enhances your spiritual senses to military-grade precision. You'll smell demonic presence, taste deception in the atmosphere, hear conversations in the spirit realm, see through dimensional veils, and feel shifts in spiritual pressure like a barometer. This isn't mysticism, it's tactical awareness. You're being upgraded from spiritual civilian to specialized operative, equipped to navigate dimensions most humans don't know exist. The favor you're about to walk in will be unexplainable by human standards. Doors that require decades of qualification will open after single conversations. Resources that typically demand perfect credit will be released despite your history. Opportunities reserved for the elite will be offered to you freely. This isn't luck or charm. It's the weapon creating divine passages through systems designed to exclude you. You're becoming supernaturally unstoppable, not through force, but through favor that transcends human protocol. The teaching and mentoring gift within you is about to activate at a new level. The weapon makes you a spiritual midwife, able to help others birth their destinies. Your words will carry activation codes that unlock dormant gifts in others. Your presence will create safe spaces for people to transform. Your story will become a roadmap for others' journeys. You're not just walking your path. You're paving highways for generations to follow. The weapon makes you a living bridge between where people are and where they're destined to be. Pay attention to the children and young people being drawn to you. They sense the weapon and recognize you as a safe harbor in coming storms. Many of them carry similar weapons, but don't have language for what they're experiencing. You're being positioned as a translator, helping them understand their spiritual equipment before the world convinces them they're crazy. These young ones are the next wave of weapon carriers, and your role is to help them activate without the years of confusion you endured. The technological disruptions you experience aren't coincidental. The weapon interferes with systems built on deception and control. Phones glitch when you're near spiritual breakthrough. Computers malfunction when you're about to receive revelation. Electronic systems react to your presence because the weapon emits frequencies that expose hidden surveillance and disrupt monitoring systems. You're becoming naturally incompatible with the digital matrix of control. This isn't paranoia, it's protection. The weapon is creating electromagnetic boundaries around your data, your communications, and your digital footprint. Your prayer life is about to become weaponized warfare. Every prayer will be like launching a spiritual missile with perfect targeting. No more wondering if your prayers are heard or if they're making a difference. The weapon comes with a direct line to heaven's throne room, a communication system that cannot be intercepted, jammed, or hacked. Your prayers are now encrypted with divine authority, carrying clearance codes that demand immediate heavenly response. When you pray now, armies mobilize, strategies deploy, and supernatural solutions manifest. The prophetic dreams and visions will become more specific, showing you exact locations, precise times, and specific people. The weapon is upgrading your prophetic gift from general to surgical precision. You'll see newspaper headlines before they're written, meet people in dreams before meeting them in person, and witness outcomes before processes begin. This isn't fortune-telling. It's divine intelligence briefing. You're being given insider information from Heaven's intelligence agency, positioned to prevent disasters and accelerate destinies. Your body is becoming a weapon of healing just through proximity. People will experience relief from pain just by standing near you. Environments will shift from chaos to peace just because you entered. This isn't your personality or charisma. It's the weapon radiating heaven's frequency through your cellular structure. You're becoming a walking, talking, breathing portal of divine presence. Your handshake carries healing, your hug transfers hope, your smile breaks depression. The weapon has made your very existence therapeutic to wounded souls. The financial strategies and business ideas that are about to download into your spirit will seem impossibly innovative. The weapon connects you to Heaven's creative department, where solutions exist for problems that haven't even been identified yet. You'll conceive businesses that meet needs people don't know they have. You'll develop strategies that bypass traditional limitations. You'll see opportunities invisible to natural eyes. This isn't just entrepreneurship. It's kingdom economics, designed to fund the final harvest and establish heaven's economy on earth. Watch for the acceleration of coincidences that position you exactly where you need to be. The weapon is synchronizing your steps with divine appointments that have been scheduled since before time began. That random conversation will lead to your next breakthrough. That unexpected detour will position you for divine intervention. That cancelled plan will protect you from hidden danger. The weapon is choreographing a dance between your obedience and heaven's orchestration, creating outcomes that will leave observers speechless. Your creative expressions are about to become supernaturally charged. Every song you write will carry deliverance. Every painting you create will release healing. Every word you pen will unlock someone's prison. The weapon transforms your creativity into spiritual ammunition, turning art into warfare, beauty into battle strategy. You're not just creating, you're deploying divine frequencies disguised as human expression. Hell has no defense against beauty weaponized with heaven's authority. The restoration that's coming will be so complete that your enemies will become your advocates. Those who spoke against you will speak for you. Those who rejected you will recommend you. Those who betrayed you will bless you. The weapon doesn't just vindicate, it transforms opposition into opportunity. Your testimony of restoration will become so powerful that it will trigger restoration in everyone who hears it. You're becoming a living demonstration that no weapon formed against you shall prosper, because you are the ultimate weapon. As this message concludes, understand that everything has already shifted. The weapon is fully activated. Your recognition of it through these words has triggered irreversible activation sequences. You can't go back to who you were before reading this. The weapon won't allow it. You've been marked, sealed, and deployed. Heaven's most powerful armament now pulses through your veins, beats in your heart, and flows through your spirit. From this moment forward, you walk as a living weapon of mass resurrection. Every step you take claims territory. Every word you speak shifts atmospheres. Every breath you breathe releases heaven's frequency into earth's atmosphere. You are not just chosen. You are armed with something beyond human history, beyond angelic comprehension, beyond demonic defense. You carry heaven's ultimate answer to hell's final assault. The training is over. The preparation is complete. The weapon is loaded. Your mission has begun. Walk boldly, chosen one, for you carry what darkness cannot comprehend and cannot withstand. You are the weapon heaven has been saving for such a time as this. The world has never seen what you're about to unleash, because what lives in you has never existed in human form until now. Rise, warrior. Rise, weapon bearer. Rise, chosen one. Your time is not coming, it's here. The weapon inside you is beyond human history, and through you, history itself is about to be rewritten. Heaven's arsenal lives in your bones, flows in your blood, and burns in your spirit. You are unprecedented. You are unstoppable. You are the weapon. Now go forth and let heaven and earth witness what happens when God places his ultimate weapon inside a willing vessel. The revolution doesn't start with you. You are the revolution. The weapon doesn't work through you. You are the weapon. And this weapon inside you is about to change everything. If this message has awakened something deep within your spirit, if you feel the weapon stirring to life in response to these words, don't let this moment pass in silence. Comment "I am the weapon" as your declaration of activation. Share this revelation with other chosen ones who need to discover what they carry. Subscribe to stay connected to this frequency of revelation. Your acknowledgement isn't just agreement, it's activation. Your engagement isn't just interaction, it's ignition. The weapon recognizes the weapon. As you declare your identity, you're joining an army of unprecedented warriors carrying heaven's ultimate response to humanity's darkest hour. Together, we're not just fighting battles, we're ending wars. We're not just surviving the darkness, we're obliterating it with light so powerful it rewrites reality itself. Remember this day, chosen one. Remember the moment you discovered what you really are. Remember when heaven revealed that you don't just have a weapon, you are the weapon. And from this day forward, let every demon tremble, every stronghold crumble, and every darkness flee at the sound of your footsteps. For you carry what they cannot withstand, heaven's ultimate weapon, alive and activated within you. The time for hiding is over. The time for doubting has passed. The time for deployment is now. You are the weapon heaven has been preparing. You are the answer to prayers prayed by generations who never saw this day. You are the fulfillment of prophecies spoken by prophets who could barely comprehend what they were seeing. This is your moment. This is your mission. This is your mobilization. The weapon inside you is beyond human history, and through you, a new history begins today. Walk in it. Wield it. Be it. For you are chosen, you are armed, and you are unstoppable. Heaven watches. Hell trembles. Earth waits. And you? You rise as the weapon that changes everything. Go now, and let creation witness what God can do through a human who discovers they are heaven's ultimate weapon. The battlefield awaits, and victory is already yours.